Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022. I'm Tony Denardis.
And I'm Randall Sutton.
And we begin with our top national stories.
Republicans might be closing in on a slim majority in the House. The Senate is too close to call, with Georgia's race going to a runoff. In the end, it might become harder for Democrats to pass legislation, but the GOP doesn't appear to have done as well in the midterms as some polls had suggested. The outcome has ramifications beyond the party's roll calls. The predicted red wave is turning out to be pink. In fact, this might end up being the best midterm performance for a sitting president party in 20 years. Narrow congressional majorities can favor more moderate viewpoints. Democrats say the midterm results also send a message about the issues that matter to Americans.
In Florida, a gun was found inside a raw chicken at an airport security checkpoint. Transportation Security Administration officials posted these photos on its Instagram page this week, saying the gun was discovered hidden inside the raw chicken at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The passenger was reportedly headed to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. A record number of guns have been discovered at Florida airport checkpoints this year, with a number of more than 700 so far. The fine for getting caught with a gun at an airport checkpoint can be costly even if the passenger is not arrested. TSA says civil penalties can reach nearly $14,000.
On Wednesday, the state of Texas executed a 61-year-old man convicted in his mother's death. Tracy Beatty was convicted of strangling his 62-year-old mother, Carolyn Click, in 2003. His execution came after Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito on Wednesday denied Beatty's appeal to put a stay on the execution. In addition, the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles declined a request to commute his sentence on Monday. Beatty's final words were a mix of goodbyes and well wishes to his wife and friends. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice said Beatty was pronounced dead at 6:39 p.m. Central Time, according to the TDCJ. There have been 3 executions this year in Texas.
Residents in Daytona Beach shores were forced to evacuate as Hurricane Nicole inched closer. Authorities in Volusia County say at least 6 buildings were deemed unsafe, with more than 200 people having to leave their homes. The buildings were already damaged during Hurricane Ian. Continuing beach erosion could cause them to collapse. Prior to Wednesday, 5 other buildings were evacuated because of structural issues caused by Ian.
The nation is celebrating the OG Cupcake. November 10th is National Vanilla Cupcake Day. The handheld treats are a popular way to enjoy a single serving of cake on the go. They were originally baked in heavy pottery cups, earning them the name, and vanilla may sounds bland, but its origins are more exotic. Predating the Aztecs in South America, the history of cupcakes can be traced as far back as 1796, when a woman wrote a recipe for a cake baked in small cups in the American cookery. Decades later, the term cupcake was first used in the 1828 cookbook.
Up next, we will have your local news.
Stay tuned.
He shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Governor J.B. Pritzker has won a second term as Illinois governor, defeating Republican Darren Bailey. The Associated Press called the race for Pritzker about 9 minutes after the polls closed. Pritzker called on supporters to work with him, be bold, and not shy away from Democratic values on jobs, health care, and women's rights. Bailey said he called Pritzker to congratulate him on his win. Pritzker held a press conference Wednesday morning in the South Loop to talk about his next chapter in office. He promised to lead a clean energy revolution and be a beacon of hope.
The Black McDonald's Operators Association is donating 2,000 turkeys to Chicago's families in need this holiday season. Families in the South Austin community came out to the McDonald's in West Madison Street Wednesday morning to pick up their free turkey and other holiday foods. The association has been helping people in the Chicago area with the food for the Body and Spirit giveaway for over 20 years. Wednesday's giveaway was the first of 4 pop-up events they have planned for the holidays.
People living in Little Village neighborhood are calling out the Chicago Police Department, saying that too many crimes are going unsolved. Community members said Wednesday that the murders of their loved ones are still unsolved after more than 10 years. Organizers who put together the press conference said if CPD is struggling, they should ask for help from other government agencies to protect the public.
2 teens were arrested and charged after an armed robbery and carjacking in the South Loop neighborhood on Tuesday afternoon. Police say the 2 boys were identified as the offenders who took a car and personal belongings from a 39-year-old man at gunpoint. The vehicle was found at a gas station in the 7,000 block of South Damon Avenue. The offenders ran away from the police but were caught and arrested. Both are charged with vehicular hijacking and robbery with a firearm. One of the teens were also charged with unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle and resisting an officer.
National Guard troops are activated in 12 states to provide cyber election support. A spokesperson for the Defense Department says more than 90 guardsmen were called up. They'll focus on various issues, including network assistance and protection and risk mitigation. The states receiving this help are Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Louisiana, North Carolina, and West Virginia. The National Guard says it's provided cyber support to the 8 states during the election primaries in May and June of this year.
When we return, we have our Lewis Spotlight.
And later, we have the latest in the 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. I could go back and change it all. I could go back. I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
I'd like to welcome Angel Olivo as our Lewis Spotlight guest this week. Angel was a member of the Lewis University Television Network and was a former anchor and executive producer for the network. He earned an associate's degree at Joliet Junior College and then enrolled at Lewis in 2020. He studied communication theory and then earned a degree in organizational communication and a minor in peace studies. Also during his time here, he was a tutor in the speech lab, and then he now currently at Joliet Central High School, he works with the Pupil Personnel Services team. So Angel, I'd like to welcome you. It's great to see you again.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for having me. Good to be back.
Yeah, so what drove you in the first place to get involved with LUTN?
I love to tell this story because it's a great story. I was invited warmly by Professor Tracy Hemingway right after our communications class. I wasn't involved with anything, so I'm glad she mentioned what she does, and kind of like the encounter, right? She just walked me over to the studio,
Right.
and I took a tour of the studio, and I never left, and the rest is history. Yeah.
And I said too, you came to Lewis in 2020, so it was right around the heart of COVID.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of wondering, what all were you able to do with LUTN since everyone was stuck at home?
Yeah, it was tough. I took some time off between my associates and my undergrad, so being sent home after 2 months of getting acclimated to the whole university life was hard. But yeah, I mean, we got right to work. I got on the phone with Tracy and started fast tracking how to do this and how to do that.
Right.
And before I knew it, I was in the community, following up on stories about food banks and all the great stuff that was going on during those first couple months. Scary, but very great things going on. So we were able to get about two news packages out. Yeah, produced from beginning to end on YouTube. So it was a success, I would say.
And then what kind of made you transition? Because I said you were an anchor, and then you went to executive producer. So what kind of made you transition to that role?
I think the support, feeling supported, feeling encouraged, challenged. Also, that's just kind of my style. I think it's just taking on things head on, because I figured if I could do news during COVID, I could probably do news. I could probably do news, in more normal times. I'm not saying that things were normal, but more normal than they were. So yeah, it was just that encouragement, that support, and just that attitude.
Kind of just switching gears a little bit too, I mentioned you work with the Pupil Personnel Services team, PPS, at Joliet Central. Can you kind of explain like what that is exactly and what your role is with it?
Yeah. So I think with that role, I use more of my peace studies degree.
Okay.
We work with deans, we work with social workers. We are a support system. We're a team of support staff that help the students at Joliet Central. So yeah, I mean, with the stuff that I learned about restorative justice, I think just being a person that has that background in restorative justice does so much for the kids there. So yeah, it's an honor to work there, and such a historical place too. But yeah, no, I definitely utilize both my communication skills that I learned here and mostly the skills and the knowledge I have from the peace studies.
And you have experience in the broadcasting field and now in the education field. So like in the future, are you kind of leaning more towards what you did with LUTN, like in the broadcasting field, or are you kind of wanting to do something more education related?
Yeah, I think they go hand in hand, to be honest. I think both, sharing information and education goes together with what I'm doing right now at Central. Education and justice go hand in hand. So I do plan to mix the both because, like I said, you have to have one goes with the other.
Right.
So I have plans on maybe starting some kind of educational tour company here in Joliet, having so much heritage here, and we should be more proud. We should be proud, So I want to be part of that process. So.
And you graduated just about a year ago too, so I was just wondering maybe like what's one thing you'd tell Lewis students right now as they're getting ready, to begin their careers?
Yeah, I know. What I would say, and something that I wish someone would have told me, was that once you graduate, doors will open up for you. So I think what I would tell current students that are to stick with it, and once they graduate, not to be afraid to go through those doors, to try new things, because it's once you get that degree, the world is your oyster. It's wherever you want to go. Pretty much, just don't be afraid to do it.
Well, it's great insight, Angel. I appreciate you, coming back and joining me today. And up next, we will have your entertainment news.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Actor Ryan Reynolds is trying to add another title to his name, hockey team owner. During an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Reynolds said he was trying to buy the Ottawa Senators of the National Hockey League. But he says, quote, "It's very expensive, so I need a partner with really deep pockets." On Friday, the franchise said a process has been started to sell the club. Reynolds was born in Vancouver, but has spent some time in Ottawa. He is currently co-owner of Wrexham AFC, a Welsh football club in England's 5th tier.
This year's Sexiest Man Alive is actor Chris Evans. People's Magazine made the announcement on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Monday night, Colbert said the former Captain America is a, quote, incandescent supernova of hotness. Former Sexiest Man Alive, Dwayne Johnson, congratulated Evans on the coveted title. Johnson then joked around, saying, quote, "I'm the sexiest man alive in perpetuity," which means for life. In his acceptance speech, so to speak, Evans urged Americans to, quote, "go vote."
Country music star Lainey Wilson had a big night at the Country Music Awards on Wednesday. Wilson, a first-time nominee, topped the list of nominees going into the show. She ended the night with major wins, including New Artist of the Year and Female Vocalist of the Year. Wilson was also among a group of artists who took the stage to honor Alan Jackson, the recipient of the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award.
Sean Penn showed his support for Ukraine in a symbolic move. The actor handed his Oscar to Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who posted a video of the moment Tuesday. Zelensky said Penn brought the Oscar as a show of faith in Ukraine in its war against Russia's unprovoked invasion. Penn is heard telling Zelensky the Oscar can be returned to Malibu, quote, when you win. Zelensky returned the favor to Penn by presenting him with his country's Order of Merit of the Third Degree.
Condé Nast is suing Drake and 21 Savage for using a fake cover story to promote their new album, Her Loss. The singers claimed the story would appear in Vogue magazine. Drake posted the fake cover story on social media and even thanked one of Vogue's editors for her support. The publisher's lawyer filed a complaint in federal court on Monday and said the stunt was, quote, a flagrant infringement of the company's trademark. The fake cover story was one of several efforts the singers made to promote their album. They said they would appear on The Howard Stern Show and on NPR. Both appearances did not happen. So far, no comment on the lawsuit from Drake or 21 Savage.
Up next, we will have your 5-day weather forecast.
Stay with us.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Here's the 7-day forecast. 76 degrees on Thursday, partly cloudy, which is today. Tomorrow is Friday. Happy Friday, guys. It's sunny with some clouds, of course. 49 degrees is your high. Saturday is partly cloudy again. 40 degrees is your high. Sunday is more sun, enjoy your Sunday. 40 degrees on Sunday. Monday is nothing but clouds. 42 degrees is your high temperature. Tuesday, it's snowing. Get the jackets out. It's 41 degrees on Tuesday. And Wednesday, it's partly cloudy with a high of 39 degrees. And when we come back, we will have the Lewis Sports Update.
really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
On Saturday, the Lewis women's cross country team won the GLVC championship title. The team finished with 44 points, which was 18 points over runner-up Southwest Baptist, who scored 62. Anna Kozak, Caroline Pacer, and 5 other Lewis runners placed in the top 16, which helped them earn all GLVC honors on Saturday.
Lewis women's and men's swimming defeated Oliver Nazarene this past weekend. The women's finished top in the 400-yard medley relay with a time of 4 minutes and 2 seconds. They ended up winning 139 to 122. The men's got a huge win of 200 to 59. Both teams will be back in action on Saturday, November the 12th, as they travel to University of Findlay to take on Findlay in Hillsdale.
The women's bowling team picked up 6 wins and had 7 losses at the Track Cat Clash at Emerald Bowl. One of their wins was against a third-ranked Nebraska team. The Flyers' leading scorer was Delaney Fishbeck, who had 874 total points. They will be back in action tomorrow at the Lady Jack Classic in Kenosha.
The men's soccer team had an impressive conference tournament run, but they fell short in dramatic fashion, losing 1-0 in double overtime in the conference championship against Maryville. Despite the loss, the Flyers drew a national tournament bid and will face off against Maryville once again on November 13th.
Last weekend, the Lewis women's volleyball team dropped their final regular season match to Missouri St. Louis in 4 sets. The Flyers won set number 2 by a score of 25-23, but were unable to win sets 1 and 3, despite scoring 26 and 23 points respectively, before ultimately dropping the 4th set as well. The Flyers wrap up the regular season with a 19-8 record and an 8-4 record in the conference. The Flyers are facing off against Missouri S&T right now in the GLVC tournament.
That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching. As a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis News on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Randall Sutton.
And I'm Tony DeNardis. Have a great night.